Hello everyone. So in this video session, I'm going to explain you one example, which will demonstrate you how to use Ajax. Okay. In my previous video, I can say part one of this Ajax series video. Okay. I have explained what is Ajax and how it works. What are the important component part of Ajax? Okay. So now in this small video, I'm going to explain you one simple Ajax example in which user will click on button and check it will change that particular text content dynamically without reloading or refreshing page. Okay. Now if you have watched my previous video of Ajax, you probably know that Ajax is generally mainly used for reloading without reloading, change your content dynamically. Okay, so over here I will just explain one simple example. Okay, so let's start. Over here, this is my Ajax example.html in my this project. Okay, so this is my HTML head title. Okay, over here we will replace it by Ajax example. Okay, this is my head section complete. Now inside this body section I will take one div tag. Now inside this div, let me write this h1 tag, and after that I will put one button tag over here. Okay, now inside this h1, okay, text change over here. Okay, now inside this button, let me put type is equals to button. Okay, after that I will generate one event, on click event. Okay, now in on click event I will call one function that is on load document. Okay, this is my function, and inside this button tag I will put value like change content. Okay, simple. This is my button. Now if I have defined one event which will call this function load document, okay, so I have to define it first of all. So I will define it over here within head section. Okay, now within this script tag, first thing, now always remember, the first thing to implement your Ajax, okay, you have to create XML HTTP request object. So how can you create? The first one is to create object or variable. You have to use variable keyword, and let me, okay, this is my object. Object is equals to new. What is name of my class? XML HTTP request. This is my class. Okay, and I have created one object. Now this object has a certain property. Okay, what kind of property? Now you can see this all are the some of them are property, or some of them are functions of this that is already defined in XML HTTP request class. Okay, over here you can see on ready state change. This one is function that we are going to use. After that ready state, after that response tags. Okay, this all are the we are going to use response XML, that is document. After that status. Okay, after that this all are the functions related to this. Okay, so first of all over here we are going to call one method of this object. Okay, which method? On ready state change. Okay, this is one function, and we are going to define this function over here like this. Okay, so now over here you have to put some conditions. Okay, what kind of condition? We will check this object's property. What property? Okay, this property name is ready state. and another property is status. Okay, but how we will check? So we are referring to this property of this particular object. Okay, so we have to use this keyword, this dot ready state is equals to, if it is equals to 4, and this dot status, okay, this dot status is equals to 200. If this condition is true, then only this text will be changed. Now let me first explain you what does it mean, why we have put this condition like this. Okay, now over here you can see on ready state change, which is function which will be called when ready state property change. Okay, now when ready state property change, whenever ready state property change, now in what conditions, in which environment ready state property change. Okay, this ready state property change. Okay, so when change it change, what is the what can be value of this ready state? It can be 0, 1, 2, 3 or 4. Okay, now 0, that means what? 0, that means request not initialized. So I can say 0 means I haven't called one method of this object class. Okay, which method? I am referring to object dot open method. Okay, this is one method, and there is another method, object dot send. This is also one method. Okay, this both are the method of this XML HTTP request object. Okay, now over here 0, that means request not initialized. That means you haven't called this open method yet. If this method has not been called, that means ready state equals to 0, 0. Okay, once this method has been called, then status will change from 0 to 1. That means server connection established. Okay, so whenever this method has been called, but not this one. Okay, so your ready state will it will hold value 1. After that, once we call this send method, then this ready state value will change from 1 to 2. That means request has been received by server, but response is not generated. That means, okay, so it will be value 2. Now when ready state hold value 3, so what does it mean? We have called its open method, its send method, but now at the server side our response text is being prepared. Okay, it is being prepared. So whenever 3, that means it is processing request. Okay, and whenever its value is 4, that means request finish and response is ready. Okay, so whenever this ready state change from 0 to 1, okay, this function will be called, but this condition become false. That's why inside this if statement will not be executed. After then, from 1 to 2, not condition become false. 2 to 3, condition become false. Okay, and 3 to 4, now it's 4, that means this condition is true. Now after that we have used AND operator. Okay, that means we also have to check for this condition, this dot status equals to 200. Now over here you can see if status value is 200, that means okay, 403 or 404, that means page not found. That means whatever we have requested, it is not available. Okay, or it is forbidden, we are not able to access it. But if it is 000, 200, that means it's okay. After that, there is another property over here, status tag. Okay, and which is another, we will not refer it. Okay, over here. Now inside this function, what we will do, we will set document dot get element by ID. Okay, and we will pass ID as a demo. Now over here, I don't remember. Okay, I need to set one ID attribute and its name is demo. Okay, just that's it. So document dot get element by ID demo dot inner HTML, okay, is equals to this dot response text. Now this is property of object of XML HTTP request. Okay, whenever we have used this it refer to this object of XML HTTP request. Okay, so this function will be called whenever this condition becomes true. Okay, now over here there are certain arguments that need to be passed. The first argument is method that you are using to send the request to server. Okay, so over here we are using post method. Now second method is to what you are accessing. Okay, for example, I am over here requesting php.txt file I am accessing. Okay, and third argument is kind of a boolean. You have to specify true or false. Okay, so whenever you want to process your request asynchronously, then you have to set it true, otherwise it is false, which is by default. Okay, so this is open method which will send request to server. Okay, which will establish connection to server, and this one is your send method. Okay, so save this. Now let me first show you this file php.txt. okay, this is my file php.txt. Now over here you can see I have used some HTML tag, and there is some content over here. Okay, save. Now let me just execute this page. Okay, what is name of my Ajax example? Okay, not PHP, it's HTML. Okay, you made some mistake. On click, type is equals to button. Save. We are making some mistake over here. Div tag, all the things are okay. What we forgot over here is that we have to put all this code in particular function. Okay, what is the function? Load document. We have defined that function, but we actually forgot this function. Okay, now refresh. Okay, so text change over here. Okay, and I am just clicking on this button, so our text has been changed. Okay, let me again show you. Change content, and over here this all is represented. Okay, now over here this Ajax has a different syntax. Why? Because in file we have put it in h1 tag. Okay, so it's very easy. Okay, what you have done, let me just revise you rapidly. This is your h1 text change over here, and you have taken one button. Okay, and have set on click event. Load document function will be called in JavaScript. Okay, so inside this there is one script tag. Okay, and function load document. Now over here inside this function has been defined. You have first created object of XML HTTP request, and you have called for this particular method on ready state change is equals to function. Okay, this method will be called, and it will continuously check whenever there is a change in state, and it will check for this condition. If this condition is true, then it will get this div tag by its identification, and it will just represent this content which is written by a particular server. Okay, and using this property response dot text of XML HTTP request. Okay, so I hope you understood it. Bye bye, thanks for listening.